I didn't want anyone to ask for their money back on my account, so I actually came up with 3 proactive ideas to leave everyone with. So, because when you're in retail, you don't like to give the money back. So the first one is around the emotional connection for being. You know, coffee is our core business. Coffee, fresh is good, fresh beans are good, but at the end of the day, what we really think kind of had that extra amplifier effect for the campaign and the coffee component of the campaign was that acknowledging that emotional connection that people have with their morning cup of coffee, that you need that coffee, that psychological boost. And so by turning a spotlight on the psychological boost that people get from their coffee, we really felt like we were able to kind of drive more sales and more loyalty and more connection. The second one, which I think I talked about a little earlier, is, you know, optimism sells. As a consumer, when I turn on the TV and I see ads that are about, you know, the economy's terrible, so we're lowering our prices, it does not make me want to spend money. It doesn't make me want to spend money on a discretionary purchase like breakfast out of the home, for sure. So I think, you know, optimism, if there is an optimistic core to your brand that you can kind of dial up, I think that's a huge way to make people feel good about spending money with your brand and engaging with your brand. Nostalgia is a great way to optimism. Reminding people of good times in the past is a great way to kind of hopefully foreshadow the good times of the future. And then lastly, of course, value is important, but I think where I see the big challenge is it's not just about discounting. People want to feel smart. They don't necessarily want to feel cheap. So giving them something that is a great product at a great price, so balancing pricing with the quality story, is a really great way to help people feel better about parting with their hard-earned cash in this environment.
You mentioned that a person in your PR department spends a good part of their day responding to people on Twitter. Do you have to justify that? I know you're probably under a lot of financial rigor being a private company. And also, do you feel you have more work to do to be innovative in social content?
So on the first one, I feel like Twitter is the one thing we don't have to justify, actually, because, you know, as the kind of brand that people experience every day, and with a brand like that, people feel passionate. A lot of people who are Dunkin' Donuts loyalists almost feel like the brand is a friend who can either, you know, make them happy or bitterly disappoint them. So Twitter is like real-time customer service, real-time consumer promotions. You know, it serves all these fantastic functions, and it is only a portion of one person's day and a little bit of time from the agency at the start just to make the page look pretty. So I really feel like the return on investment in Twitter is baked into our overall brand health metrics. So, and then as far as doing more in social media, I think we would like to do more in social media if we have a great idea. I think the temptation is just to kind of throw everything out in social media. And I do think something like the donut promotion that has a natural viral appeal that we saw the first time we heard the idea, we're like, that's a great idea that could go viral, and sure enough, it did. You know, I don't think every idea is ripe for distribution through social media.